two people that are basically working on that space specifically in the city of Valencia. So please help me introduce our next speakers to talk about how smart cities can help us in a more livable future. Our first speaker, Mar Ferrer, Urban Innovation Consultant at Tech Friendly. Big applause for Mar, please. Come on, we can do this. Thank you, Mar. And to join her, we have the head of the Smart City Office at Ayuntamiento de Valencia. Please welcome Ernesto Faubel Cubels. Big applause for Ernesto.
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting us and giving us the opportunity to share the experiences from the Municipality of Valencia in this huge event. And, I'm Ernesto Faubel from the Smart City Office. And I'm in this office since 1 month ago. I started. And what about you, Mar? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Well, thank you to the organization as well, and to the people who have invited us for being here and to speak about this issue, like smart cities for a livable future. And so I'm an urban consultant, innovation consultant for Tech Friendly. And we do strategic planning, we do urban agendas, and we are helping currently with the climate mission to the municipality, indeed. So actually, Ernesto, you were saying that you were quite new to your role. So what are your first impressions of your responsibilities, your new responsibilities, and the ambitions of your new team, and all these things?
Well, to tell you the truth, it's a bit challenging. First, because the projects that are carrying out in these offices are very relevant. Mm-hmm. And as my predecessor has put the office in a quite relevant position. Mm-hmm. It's in fact, we consider the city of Valencia as a reference in terms of a smart city, and not only at a national level, but also international. Mm-hmm. And this is a bit challenging in some aspects. But on the other hand, we have some enablers that make it easier for me to carry on this relevant task. First, I would like to highlight that we have an extensive portfolio of projects that some of them are ongoing, others are coming to an end, others have started recently, and even one of them that I would like to have time for giving you some information about this project are just about to start in January. Mm-hmm. The second thing that I would like to highlight is that we have strong political support, and this is very relevant because we have our councillor, Mr. Pere Fuset, is supporting us to a great extent. He's very enthusiastic with this issue, all related to smart city. And last but not least, and in this case I would like to underline and highlight the not least, because it's, I would say most even, is the team that I count on them, because it's reduced in number, but it's excellent in terms of effort and capacity. So these things are making it easier for me. And you have recently joined the Valencia team, both working with the municipality and Las Naves, as far as I know. Could you share with us your first feelings, impressions about the team, how they are working?
Of course. So. It's actually very exciting, and it's, as you were saying as well, it's quite challenging for me because it's quite new for me. I have had an extensive career abroad. I've been in London, working for Arup as a consultant for many years, and Amsterdam, in Paris and Boston. And coming back to my city, because I'm Valencian, was something I always wanted to do, but it was difficult. And it seems like it's the perfect timing, because you have built an ecosystem that is very powerful and growing, and I'm very impressed by all the team, as you were saying, from Las Naves, and the head of innovation, Fermín Cerezo, as well, his dedication and motivation, and yourself. And so I'm actually quite impressed by the team. And we've been lucky enough from Tech Friendly to help to build the candidacies, fingers crossed, because this week we will know if we are European Green Capital for 2024, and then also we are in the race for the Innovation Capital, the European Innovation Capital. So, and we have the defense for like this tomorrow one and after tomorrow the other one, and we will know if we are. So I think Valencia is in a very good moment in terms of wanting to reach. We are in the climate mission, like the climate mission is developing because we have been selected actually by the European Commission to be one of the 112 cities that to be climate neutral and smart cities on the mission by 2030. And so we have great challenges ahead, but also a lot of motivation and ambition, which I find very, very interesting. So I'm actually very impressed as well by what you're doing from the Smart City Office. And so if you could expand on the projects you're undertaking and carrying out, that would be great.
Yeah. First, before starting with that, let me say that lucky us in Valencia to have recovered talent with you coming back to our city. And well, regarding the projects, I would like to highlight three of them. First, one of them is Matchup. Matchup is a European project. It's a lighthouse project from the most ambitious call for smart city projects in Europe, the Lighthouse Call. The focus of the project is on energy, mobility, ICT, society, having the citizen at the very center of the project. So this project is in which I have been devoting my last 5 years of my career in the municipality, being the coordinator of this European project with 28 partners from 8 different countries. Apart from that, in the Smart City Office, we are carrying out 2 amazing projects that are also related to different issues that could have some impact on the mission that you have mentioned. One of them is Impacto, VLCI. Impacto is a very complex project with 17 blocks, so 17 projects. It's a meta project in a way. Part of the project has been devoted to improving our components in our system, including the platform by itself, but also the geoservices, the geoportal, that is very, very relevant, the GIS for our system, and also the app for mobile devices. So App Valencia is the app that we have developed so as to put in one hand most of the services that we are offering to the citizen and tourists. And apart from these developments that we have had in Impulso, we had the verticals for example, waste collection or public lighting or environmental sensors in buses, for example, or even tourism. But maybe one of the main parts of the project is related to mobility, so sustainable mobility, and in this case we have developed a massive deployment of sensors, mainly for controlling parking places, but focusing on logistics, so that is load and unload, also places for disabled people and taxis. But apart from that, we have another project related to controlling all the regulated parking places on the street, both the payment and so on. And even we have a pilot for the promotion of the e-mobility. So we will deploy 8 fast charging points, but also cameras for controlling the wrong use of these e-chargers, and also the smart management platform so as to deal with all the issues related to the charging process. And this is, in a nutshell, the Impulso project. But we have also another one that is more related to energy efficiency, that is Conecta. Conecta is focused on buildings, and mainly focusing on the one hand on connectivity, but also focused on another massive deployment of sensors in the different buildings. We are going to work with 194 buildings.
Energy efficiency of buildings, and then you were saying mobility. because those are two levers of our decarbonization plan. Basically, what we're doing in the mission at the moment, just right at the moment, is actually building the economic case for indeed decarbonization, because we have a diagnosis where we have the carbon footprint of the city, and mobility, for example, accounts for around 35-40% of the carbon emissions. So it's indeed very important that we act on those subjects. And energy efficiency of buildings as well is heating, cooling, and is around 15% or so of the emissions. So we are working on those levers on how to mobility, energy efficiency of buildings, electricity, where to decarbonize the electricity system, waste, as you were mentioning. And with all those aspects, what we indeed do is to find ways to reduce the emissions, right? With actions, as you were saying, like how to implement the rehabilitation of buildings, like energy efficiency in buildings, etc. And that will give us a number, right, on how much this costs, right? And at the moment, we are looking at numbers around 2.5 American billion euros, right? And then, but we are seeing that we will gain benefits in terms of health and in terms of quality of life. Right, because when we choose maybe a bike or walking, we are actually diminishing carbon emissions, but we are also improving the air quality, etc. So indeed, these things, and by building the economic case, we go to a next step, which is the investment plan, right? And then before telling you how we are approaching this investment plan, I would like to ask you, like for your projects, Impulso and Conecta, how do you finance them? Like what are the fundings and how do you, how?
Yeah, we have taken advantage of different calls for funding our projects. For example, Matcha project is a project from Horizon 2020, in which we have had 1.5 million for the municipality, but also for Las Naves, that is in a way our innovation center. And but for example, related to the other projects that you have mentioned, the Impulso and Conecta, in the case of Impulso, the budget is by 7 million euros, 70% funded by ERDF funds. But here in Spain we have managed by Red.es. Red.es depends on the ministry, central government. And the other project is Conecta, is by 5 million euros, and in this case is 50-50. ERDF by Red.es and the other from the municipality. And there are other projects that we are applying for different funds, for example, for the Digital European program and so on.
All right.
You?
Yeah, so what I was saying about the investment plan. So basically in this investment plan, what we are realizing is like the assets owned by the city itself and that are under control of the city itself account for around 8-9% of the total investment that needs to happen, right? So what do we do with the other 90%, right? So, and this is very much aligned with the forecast of the European Commission, right? That is saying that 15% will come from the public sector, globally, like not only the city itself, the municipality, but also the region and the European Union itself. And so, but in any case, there's a percentage that needs to come from the citizens and the private sector. So, but let me nuance that, right? Because if you are telling like, okay, 90% needs to come from that, from other that is not the government, that sounds a little bit too much, right, for the citizenship. But first of all, we need to start thinking about accounting for carbon emissions in the sense of monetizing. If I choose one transport mode over the other one, I'm saving, right, carbon emissions. So somehow I'm actually investing in that sense. If I renew my house, I'm improving my house and the quality of life, and it's an investment, right? And then we need to build. So obviously, the government needs to give incentives for all these project actions, but also we need to build business cases for the private sector. And actually, this week, a private-public fund has been launched from Las Naves. So that will contribute to this private funding, like to the incentivation and put into to incentivize this private sector. So in any case, as I was saying, it's important for us to be aware of our carbon emissions in all that we do. And in that sense, it would be good in your system to include indicators, right? So I'm not sure about if you have indicators or like.
Well, in this case, we are very ambitious in our indicator system. We have more than 800 KPIs.
All right.
Yeah, we have we have participated in some standardization processes. Not only at a national level, but also with ITU, is the telecom agency for United Nations, and at the national level too. So we are very committed with this standardization process, and we have our dashboards so as to present our information that we are processing in different ways for different stakeholders, both internally and externally. Okay. So we not only manage the indicators, but also put into value with this kind of dashboards.
Okay, so I think that's a great idea. Like that would be an idea, like to link the climate mission with the indicators of the dashboard of the smart city platform. That would be a good idea. So in that sense, do you have any other projects or like what holds the future for the smart city office?
Well, the future first consists on carrying out all these amazing projects, but if I should select one of them, I would highlight one that will start in January, by which we are going to host the city of Valencia, one of the 3 super nodes in Europe related to artificial intelligence. We are going to focus our super node in smart city, but focusing specifically in the climate mission.
All right.
So with this, we expect to be a kind of reference in artificial intelligence, in the smart city, and in the climate mission. So this project is for 5 years. As I have mentioned, we will lead the South Supernode because Europe will have one in Copenhagen, another in Brussels, and the other will be in Valencia.
Oh, that sounds...
We are very proud of that.
Yes.
Having that.
Yes, yeah. That makes me proud as well. So congratulations for that. And for us, really is to focus our efforts on the mission because basically, we need to decarbonize the city by 2030, and that's a huge challenge for it. But we need not only to focus on that one, because we have also the adaptation mission that from the region. Because in the end, climate change is hitting, right? And then it is not only about mitigating; it's also about adapting, right? And so we are working also with the region on that mission, and we are basically focusing on how to communicate these both mitigation and adaptation in terms of because at the end of the day, both the smart city office and the mission, which are very aligned as we can see, are instruments to improve people's life, right? So we are in that sense. We want clean air. We want a better quality of life. We want not to have heat waves, right? And not to so there's a lot we can do from strategic planning and with the missions. Like I think it's very motivating to have all those two missions and all the synergies that can come from those. I don't know about your your communication and I think it's aligned as well with
it's perfectly aligned and we share in a way resources.
Yes.
The municipality Las Naves, and as you may know, but all these projects come normally with a kind of communication plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm afraid that we are coming to an end.
Yes, we're coming to an end.
Fortunately,
yes.
You have to summarize. I think that your sentence of that we have a common goal of improving the quality of life of our citizens. I think that this could be the main highlight. Thank you, Mar, for this amazing discussion, and thanks to the audience for your attention.
Yeah, thank you, Ernesto, and for the insights and everything, and thank you to the audience as well and the organization. So thank you, and hopefully it's been insightful for you, and you can learn something. So thank you.
Very good. Here we go. Thank you, Ernesto, Mar. Thank you so much for having you for this wonderful chat. You have your well-deserved coffees over there.